Hello, everybody. Can we all see me clearly? Oops. Hello, everyone. Can we all see me clearly? Hello, 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 hello. This is Beatrice Oti with Canada International Work and Study Resources. I am so excited to have you back as always. Just a quick welcome for those who will be watching the replay. Thank you for joining Canada International Work and Study Resource Center. I'm just going to talk briefly about who we are and what we offer. We help international students like yourself to study to Canada or immigrate. We are affordable, we are ethical, we are ROCIC licensed, and we make your journey enjoyable. That's where you fulfill your Canada dream. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Beatrice with Canada International Work and Study Resource Center. I am so excited to have you watching me today live from Canada. If you have any questions or concerns, I would love you to send us a DM on our Facebook. And before you go anywhere, I would want you to follow us on our Facebook. And I would want you to book a consultation with us to make your journey to Canada smooth. That way there are no regrets and you get to save some money. So we'll get started with our topic today. Our topic today is career opportunities after studying Canada, understanding the job market and networking opportunities for international students. I would repeat it again. It's career opportunities after studying Canada, understanding the job market and networking opportunities for students. Awesome. Hi, Jonas Quits Malinok. Did I pronounce that correctly? Welcome. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. So my name is Beatrice Oti, and I will be speaking about career opportunities for after studying in Canada. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing well. If you're looking to study in Canada or you're looking to further your immigration abroad, feel free to send us a DM on our Facebook and we'll be happy to assist you, okay? So thank you for joining. Now, I want you to share this webinar with your friends and family or anyone you know who is interested to study in Canada, because this is a vital information. I really wish I had this opportunity. Trust me, this is fantastic. No consultancy is doing this right now. So a consultancy firm that is investing money and time for you to get vital information in order to succeed in Canada, that is your go-to consultancy. Thank you for what? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. So please, I want you to send us a DM. Send us a DM, and let's start your immigration process. Okay. So I'll be moving on with our topic today. Thank you so much, Jonas. I really appreciate you attending this webinar. So I'll be moving on with our topic for today: career opportunities. Now, I'll be breaking this down to preparation, networking, opportunities, and planning your journey. Now, if you fail to plan, you've planned to fail. And one thing I love about the Canadian economy is they already have things planned in place. The Canadian economy in 2022, they are looking to bring about 432,000 immigrants. So they already have things planned. So you as an individual, what is your plan? Do not wait until you come to Canada to plan. You ought to start planning right away. If you're looking to study, if you have a family friend that is looking to study, if you have someone around you that is looking to study, you have to start making your plans today. Yes, you have to start today. So we'll be talking about preparation as an international student. There are tons of things you need to do. You need to be positioned properly because you're coming. You have to be prepared for what you're getting into, right? Because as an international student, you're considered a foreign national. Yeah, it means you're still a visitor on your study permit, on your international passport. When they stamp the visa says you're a visitor. Yes, it says you're a visitor. So you need to make sure that you're well positioned, especially for career opportunities. So international students will spend three times the Canadian tuition, right? You're paying three times the Canadian tuition. You're not getting any funds from anywhere except from your family or from your parents, whoever is sponsoring your education, right? And although we're really grateful, Canada has changed the working process. You no longer have to apply for social insurance. As long as you have your study permit, you can work. That is why you have to be well positioned. Okay. So number one on our list is your preparation. First things first, thank you so much, Jonas. As an international student, you want to make sure that the program, your program of study, Your program of study has to be in high demand. Are you going to be studying nursing? Nursing is a very wonderful program, because nursing, you can work in the United States, you can work in Canada, you can work anywhere in the world as a nurse. So make sure your program of study is in high demand and you're able to immigrate faster, because the Canadian government, they're always looking for nurses. It never leaves the job market. So maybe this is a time to sit down and say, okay, I'm thinking of doing biology, but I think I would do nursing. Okay, so nursing is a good program. Engineering, web development, computer sciences, and business. I'm going to mention in nursing, computer sciences, business, and engineering. These are highly sought out jobs. These are highly sought out skills, right, in the Canadian job market. So you want to make sure that your program of study is in high demand. Don't say you want to study biology, because if you want to do medical, if you want to go to med school, you have to be a Canadian. So it's going to take you, if you're okay, you're ready to wait, you want to wait, that's fine, you can wait, right? And do your residency, get your permanent residence first, and then do your residency, and then go back and then write the MCAT and all that. However, it's going to take you a long time. If your end goal is to get your permanent residency and become a Canadian, it's best you take a job that is already in high demand, that the Canadian government are head over heels for. They're looking to employ a nurse. They're looking to employ people who speak French. So you need to position yourself. Okay, can you guys see me? Can you guys see me clearly? Just want to make sure. Awesome. So you need to be well prepared. Let me make sure my face okay. Thank you so much, Jonas. I just want to make sure that I'm not cut out and you guys can see me properly on here. Okay, I think this is better. Awesome. So yeah, you want to make sure that you are well prepared. Now, as an international student, you looking to study in Canada, the first thing you need to do after your program of study, even before you come to Canada, so let's say you're a nursing student who is looking to study in Canada, you want to make sure the International Student Center, you want to make sure they are like your second home. Every university has International Student Center, and that's why CIWSRC, we're here for you. So if you have issues, you can always fall back to us. We're the ones that helped you to achieve your Canadian dream. Yes, you're studying, we're grateful for that, but if you have any more questions or you have any concerns, please fall back to us. But one thing I would always recommend as an international student in Canada, the moment you land your university and you've been able to access other resources, make sure you ask, please, where can I find the International Student Center? Every university, every university has an International Student Center. You want to go there and utilize their resources, because they have workshops. They have workshops where they will brush your resume. There's something called the Canadian style resume and the Canadian style cover letter. Okay, so they would help you with a Canadian style resume. You want to set yourself up for success. You know nobody is funding your tuition. You know you're the one that is funding yourself. So some people pay for their accommodation as well, and they live in the university. Awesome. Says interesting study to Canada because the best economy. Thank you so much, Jonas. Yes, Canada is wonderful. Canada is actually welcoming tons of immigrants. So this is a great time. And if you're looking to study, please book a consultation with CIWSRC, and one of our experts will be happy to assist you with your journey. Thank you so much, Jonas. So moving on, yeah, you want to make sure you utilize the International Student Center, and you're not just going to the International Student Center to make friends. Yes, network. I mentioned this in the previous webinar. Please, if you've not listened to the previous webinar, I want you to go listen to it, bookmark our page, CIWSRC, and start listening to it, because the information you're getting, I really wish it was me further back and someone was speaking to me like the information I'm passing out to you. I wish someone was doing that for me, because at the time I immigrated to Canada, the time I came for studying, I did not have these resources. Thank God for technology. So please listen to our previous webinar. Okay, so moving on, you want to make sure when you attend the International Student Center, when you bookmark, you if they have any workshop, make sure you check that in your calendar, because they have workshop for resume, they have workshop for your visa, they have workshop for your permit. There are people who find it difficult on how to apply for their study permit or work permit. Canada International Workers, yes, we are here for you. You can always fall back to us. But when you're in Canada, you can always fall back. You can ask us questions, but I'm telling you of services that are at your back and core. You can always go to these services and they would help you. So you want to have a calendar I usually have like a big calendar in my room, have a calendar, and then just say, okay, Monday, wherever the workshops are, go there, attend those workshops. It will help you with your resume and cover letters. And I'll be going to networking. So we are on that preparation for networking. I would be discussing what you need to do, because you, as an international student, you want to be well positioned. You want to be ahead of the game. You need to know that as an international student, you're a foreigner. You're not seen as a Canadian yet. However, you've planned your life and you know that, okay, after studying, I'm going to be staying back in Canada. So you want to, have the skills. Nobody's just going to employ you if you've not done anything. And that moves me to networking. Now that you have your resume and you have your cover letter, you need to attend internships. You need to attend co-ops. I love the Canadian government, because now fine, they have tons of opportunity. You have your study permit, you can work. Canada University offers internship. I took volunteer internship programs. I didn't have real-time experiences with industries or employers, so I had to volunteer. And what the university does, they do a great job. They pair you with an employer in the university, or they pair you with someone in your program, especially computer science people who take some computer sciences. So they pair you with an employer, and then that helps you to polish and develop your skill. You begin to learn interpersonal skill. You begin to learn adaptability. You begin to learn conflict resolution. These are things that nobody would teach you. You learn it as you volunteer. You learn it as you attend your internships. So you need to network. You need to attend internships. For you, please take a pen and a paper. If there is anything you need to write down, write this down. Make sure your co-op and internship, the certificate they give you after that, make sure you keep that certificate. Okay, make sure you keep that, and make sure you represent yourself properly, because some employers will be like, you know what, this person I love, let me use Jonas for example. I love Jonas is very hardworking. Jonas has a good persona. Jonas is very adaptable. We're gonna keep her. We're gonna keep, I don't know, we're gonna keep him. I don't know if you're him or her. Please let me know your pronouns. Yeah, just let me know your pronouns. Thank you. We're gonna keep her. She did a good job. You know what, we're gonna keep her in our company. She's very hardworking. I really love her. She has potential. And then they keep you, and then you don't have to worry about employment. So networking is very important. As an international student, one big thing that has helped me, it's a secret. People don't say this in books. Have an optimized LinkedIn profile. How is your LinkedIn profile? Have an optimized LinkedIn profile. You could pay freelancers to make it look professional. I have two recruiters that are like, although they're all the way in the West, they're in Alberta, and they're like, oh, we need you to work for our company. We're going to give you free accommodation. We're going to give you free vehicle. It's a sales position. So and I'm like, whoa, Alberta is pretty far away from Ontario. Although they're going to pay the cost and stuff, but they found me on LinkedIn, and they've been seeing what I've been doing on LinkedIn. They checked and one thing about LinkedIn builds your profile like a resume. If you want to even apply for jobs on LinkedIn, you could just go on the job section. When you go on the job section, you could just apply to the company using your LinkedIn profile. So this is the power of technology. Right now, if you're watching me, I need you to go set up a LinkedIn profile. If you're finding it difficult, please shoot us a DM at Canada International Work and Study Resource Center, and we'll help you optimize that. We have experts that are here to help and assist you, okay? On the go. So yeah, and one good thing about LinkedIn, on LinkedIn you also have the opportunity to network. They have groups. So I always recommend networking. If you listen to my previous webinar, I talked about networking. Networking sets you apart, especially if you're working with an employer that values your skill. They like you as a result of how you handle issues. You're always showing up at work. You never call in sick. They're gonna even promote you. They'll be like, wow, this person is different. They notice, they take note of your skill, they take note of your integrity, they take note of your punctuality. These employers are watching, right? So you want to make sure you network with people. There are certain groups on LinkedIn. So you're not just going on LinkedIn to put out your resume and change your profile to open to work. You want to also make sure you are joining valuable groups. There are tons of groups on LinkedIn right now. Make sure you join valuable groups, especially the one in Canada. You're going to Canada, so you also want to change your location to Canada so that employers would find you. You don't want to be on LinkedIn and your location is in Nigeria. When you say you're in Nigeria, the employer is thinking you're in Nigeria, and some people are surprised. They're attracting. I remember the client, she's like, I'm attracting only Nigerian employees. And I'm like, hey, have you changed your profile location to Canada? You have to change your profile location to Canada. So these are things that people don't say. but they are very powerful. These are the things that would distinguish you and take your career to a whole new level. Especially if your career, if you're looking like web development, right now the world is so open to technology. So if you have any skill related to tech, you're setting yourself up for success and you will do well financially. So for career wise, these are how to sell yourself. Sell yourself on LinkedIn. Put out posts, join groups, share discussions. Be when they are discussing interesting ideas about Canada, make your contribution, comment, say, oh yeah, just like the way Jonah said, yes, interesting. Canada has one of the best economy and they have a good project plan and they have one of the highest paying salaries. Make your contributions. And when you're also going to the International Student Center, when they have these sessions, speak out. Don't just sit and be idle and you listen all day. No, get up. Join student groups. I mentioned this in the previous webinar. Join student group. It's going to help you. Now we're going to be moving to the next one, and the next one on our list is opportunities. As an international student, I can't say this. I keep saying this again and again. You need to be open to opportunities, my friend. Yes, you need to. You can't just come to Canada and like we Nigerians, we always go to the religious organization. I'm not saying it's not good. It's good, but you need to be open to opportunities. Canada is not just. You did not just come to Canada to join the church. There is so much opportunities, but if you don't know these things, you will be left behind. And funny enough, I was like this as well when I came. I just joined the church and I thought that was it. No, there is so much more for you in Canada. But if you don't know, you'll be left in the limbo. So be open to opportunities, volunteer. I said this in the previous webinars where volunteering is selling your skill. Now, on your resume, if you don't have real-time experience, when you volunteer, that's how you build experiences. There's a section in your resume after your profile of skills, volunteering. Employers look at your volunteering, they want to see what you've done. And they want to see what you gained from that volunteering experiences. And the good thing about the university is when you volunteer, you're doing so well and there are job opportunities, they will sell you out. They will say, yes, I know Jonas, or I know Beatrice, or I know John, or I know Smith, or I know Mary. They've been doing really well. Yes, let's give them that opportunity. So you need to volunteer. You're not just going to school to learn. And one good thing about Canada, they also have the opportunity to they give out scholarship for the best volunteers or the best people who participated in activities outside of the classroom. Yes, there is a scholarship for that. There's a scholarship for that. Although your intention is to go there and study, but they do have scholarship for people who go outside the classroom and do more for the community. So you want to volunteer, you want to attend job fairs. Oh my God. Job fairs. Let me tell you something about Canada. Canada, they host job fairs, and the university, they know that international students, not just international students, they know that people will need jobs from time to time. And please, if there's any job fair, make sure you have your resume handy. It's not the day before the job fair you should be getting your resume. You should have gotten and that's why I say you need to attend workshops from the International Student Center. You need to make sure you have your Canadian style resume handy. Have 2 or 3 or 5 copies. You're going to your job fair, be dressed professional. You're representing yourself. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. You're representing yourself, right? Polish your resume. Look good. Look clean. And attend your job fair. And when you're speaking to an employer, speak with so much confidence. Tell them, yes, I volunteered with XYZ company and I gained this skill. Here is my resume. And they'll be so excited. They'll be like, wow, she's an international student, but she's already ahead of the game. So you have to attend job fairs. There is no excuse. Why you network, why you take co-ops, why you're doing internship. These are great experiences. Attending job fairs will also put you out as well to employers. You're trying to build a career here, dear friend. You're trying to build a career. So you need to attend job fairs. The university offers one. If the community is offering one, like Windsor, yes, attend that as well. Don't be restricted to just job fairs organized by the university. And also, non-profit organizations are also a great place. But non-profit organizations, they actually help international students more with permanent residency and express entry and all that. Now, if you're having problems with that, you can always come back to us. Even if you're in Canada, we're still here. Canada International Work and Study Resource Center is here. You can always come back to us, and we have our arms open, and we're here to help you. Okay. However, for non-profit organization, it's restricted to people who are Canadians or permanent residents for some reason, especially if you want to get a job. I remembered I went to Welcome. I went to Windsor Women, working with immigrant women. And when I went there, I was like, oh, I need a job. They're like, how do you have your permanent residence? At the time, it was 10 years ago. I was still a student. Like, oh, no, I don't have my permanent. It's like, yeah, you have to wait until. But do you know what they did? They gave me a volunteering experience. So I was volunteering there. And then when an opportunity opened, when there was an open opportunity, guess who got employed? I got employed. I got employed. So you need to make sure you are open to opportunity. There's so much opportunities, but a lot of international students don't even know they exist. The International Student Center is a great opportunity. Job fairs are great, but non-profit organizations within your community, they also have job opportunities. You know what I came to notice about the Canadian economy? Most jobs are not posted, although they endeavor to post some entry-level jobs, but most jobs, especially managerial jobs, is within the company, and amongst themselves. If they want to promote people, they would employ within themselves because they already know you, right? Instead of employing a stranger, looking through the resume and training and all that, they've already trained you, they've seen your skill, they know, okay, you have a good persona, you have a good potential, they already know you. So it's easy for them to promote you to managerial roles for those people who are looking to become a manager. And for those students, international students, you're looking, okay, after you're studying in Canada, you're going to be getting your permanent residency and all that. You need to make sure that your employment matches the NUL code. NUL code O, A, and B are the only ones that are allowed right now in Express Entry as an international student, in the Express Entry profile. So you want to be well prepared and well positioned for this, okay? So lastly, I talked about preparation, I talked about networking, I talked about being open to opportunities. If you're just joining us, this is a wonderful topic about career opportunities after studying in Canada, understanding the Canadian job market, and networking opportunities for international students. Okay, it's pretty tough being an international student, but yeah, I was able to scale through the system. And if I'm able to do it, you are able to do it. And I'm able to travel around the world as well as a result of that. If you have your permanent residence card, you could go to your home country, stay for 2-3 months, come back. Make sure you do not exceed the outside stay plan so you don't lose your permanent residency, okay? And if you want to know more about that, please shoot us a DM and let's get started with your consultation, okay? So planning your path. So as an international student, good to go. You have a job, you're working in the Canadian economy, you're contributing to the quarter. They do have like certain minimum wage. Make sure you check because you want to be able to afford your rent and feeding and clothing, and also be able to apply for residency. So after school, you want to apply for residency. Like I said, make sure your NUL code is acceptable. Now, one thing I'm going to also mention as well is, it's an international student. There are also websites you could use to apply. Please speak to one of our consultants at CIWSRC, and we can, if you're looking for job opportunities prior to studying in Canada, we have tons of those resources for you. You could also bookmark our website at ciwsrc.ca, and there are tons of resources for you. Okay, some of the websites is Indeed. I've gotten jobs on Indeed. Indeed is a great website. There's Monster.com, there's LinkedIn, there's Glassdoor, there's Canada Job Bank. But the only setback with and Canada Job Bank, the reason I love that is they have employment for all the provinces, the timing, the price, the minimum wage, who is currently hiring, your salary, the range and all that. But you need a job seeker validation code, and only people who have their Express Entry profile created are the ones who can have that job seeker validation code. So if you're a student, you just come into the Canadian economy, you're starting your first or second year, you may not be able to have that opportunity. However, just keep that in mind. It's an vital information. See, you're in your final year, you could start with the job bank and apply there. And I love what Canadian employers, they give you a job offer. They do give you job offer, and they wait. Make sure that the date of your graduation, you state it as well. You be open-minded. Tell them, okay, I'm going to be graduating in July or whatever. That way you have time to to travel. If your employer is in Alberta or British Columbia, you have time to settle before you start the job. Okay, so this will be it for career opportunities after studying in Canada. Understanding the job market and networking opportunities. We talked about joining the International Student Center. We talked about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. We talked about volunteering, joining job fairs, and utilizing non-profit organization. So I will be here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you again. If you're watching the replay, thank you. I want you to follow CIWSRC on all social media platforms for more vital information. Like I said, we're ethical. We help you with your studying and your permanent residence, as well as if you're looking for a job in Canada. We're trustworthy, we're ethical, we're RCIC licensed, and my name is Beatrice, okay? So I'll be open for any questions you may have with respect to this topic. Like I said earlier, your program has to be in high demand. That's what sets you apart. You don't want to be studying political sciences, and the government are not looking for that. They're not looking for those jobs at the moment. So make sure your skill set is what is in need, so you know you are well positioned. So any questions or concerns, the comment section is open. Have any questions for me? Jonas, do you have any question? I would stay for a while. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section, and I'll be happy to take any of your questions today. It's pretty chilly today. Not very cold, but pretty chilly outside. That's why I have this. Although I have my jacket here, so it gets pretty cold. Although we're moving towards the spring, so yeah, it's gonna be summer pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon. Summer is all the way in June or July. So any questions or concerns with respect to career opportunities, or any questions you have with respect to setting yourself up for success as a student in Canada, as an international student, and then you want to know how much are the fees, feel free. I will be here. I will give it another 5 minutes if you have any questions or concerns. I just want to make sure I tackle any question you may have with respect to career opportunities. Excuse me. Okay, I've not been able to see any questions so far. One of the common questions I've gotten is, what if you've been applying for jobs and you're getting tons of rejections? Now, I always tell people, it's not unique to you. If you're getting rejection, other people are also getting rejection, but there are also other people who are also getting job opportunities. So you need to sit down and ask myself, okay, if A or B or C is getting job opportunities, could there be something wrong with my resume? Maybe I need to pay someone to critique my resume. Maybe I need to attend more workshops at the International Student Center. And also one big thing, that you're looking for a job does not, so as an international student, you actually have to have a job even before you're done school. Because I remember I was working with a company called Breakaway Gaming Center, affiliated with the lottery, Ontario Lottery Gaming. And then because they were not, the NOC code wasn't matching the express entry system, it was NOC code D. I had to work with a telemarketing company, which is AT&T. And while working with AT&T, I was able to, the NOC code was NOC code B, and then I was able to, apply for express entry. So you need to critique your resume, that's one. And also your interview. They always have interview question and answers. There are tons of resources online. You can always go prepare for interview. And that's why I mentioned attending the workshops at the International Student Center. So it could be that your interview, you're not nailing the interview. That's why you're getting rejection. And I always ask the question back, like after you get an interview, you could ask the employer, I need a feedback. I need feedback. Why didn't I do well? You want to know why you're getting a rejection, because if 100 employers are rejecting you, not even one, come on, something is wrong. Something is not right. Could be probably your dress sense, your resume, your interview. Maybe you need to work on your speaking skill. Maybe they're looking for someone who speaks a well-polished, like the English should be well-polished. I always recommend taking the IELTS. You are not taking the IELTS sometimes I go back to take the IELTS exam just to polish my English. Okay, so you're not taking it to write the exam, you're taking it to be a better English speaker. There are tons of courses out there you could use to polish your communication skill. Okay, so so that's for rejections, people who usually get rejected at interviews and stuff. So check your resume, check your skill sets, check your speaking skill, have someone critique your resume, have someone critique your cover letter, check your appearance. Every little thing matters. In short, there's no such thing as little thing. Anything you do matters, okay? Can you tell me more about the study and PMP pathway? Which is the best pathway to Canada? Thank you, Samuel Emmanuel. And I'm so excited you're watching us. I am super grateful you're watching us. Please, what I need you to do is follow this page and share this webinar with as many people as possible so that they can get this information and they can have the opportunity. You have not a lot of people have this information, okay? So the best pathway right now, I would say, is studying, okay? Studying is the fastest pathway, and you could send us a DM. One of our consultants will be happy to assist you, okay? One of our consultants will be happy to start the consultation process for you. Now, the reason I recommend studying is the statistics right now, the study permit and the study visa is faster than the PMP. Now, if you, Samuel Emmanuel, I don't know if you're with me, thank you. If you're done your postgraduate and you're looking to work and you want to apply via the PMP pathway, remember PMP is provincial nomination, which means you're going to be applying to, you're going to be immigrating to Canada. So you have to come through Express Entry regardless. You're trying to use the PMP to boost your point, but hey, it takes a long time. Before they will nominate you, first of all, your skill set. Is your skill in high demand, right? If you're going to be going through the PMP pathway, and are you inside of Canada or are you outside of Canada? The chance, if you're outside of Canada, it's not impossible, but it's going to take you some time. You have to make sure, okay, except the PMP, you're coming via the entrepreneurship pathway. So let's say you have $250,000 and you want to invest in the Canadian government, then that may be a little bit fast. It will take them some time to get you nominated, and after they get you nominated, then you have to apply for the Express Entry, but it takes like at least a year, or like it takes a while. So the best platform, except you are inside of Canada, don't get me wrong, if you're inside of Canada, it's different. If you're inside of Canada and you have your master's degree, you can apply via the PMP pathway for the master's program for Ontario. That's for Ontario as well as other provinces. Okay, although Express Entry takes a while because they changed the CRS because there was a time Canada where they were not picking anybody from the provincial nomination stream. They were only looking to pick specific people who had French or who were younger. So the quotas and the criteria are always different from time to time. But if you're looking to come to Canada as soon as possible in less than 2 months or in less than 3 months or 4 months, then yes, it's the study route. Okay, study route is the best pathway. And I think I've done a webinar on study pathway as well. Just check on our website, check on our Facebook page. On our Facebook page, we do have a webinar where we'll talk about the study pathway, as well as provinces you need to utilize. But that's a very good question. So the fastest pathway for you, Samuel Emmanuel, is the study route. However, if you're done studying, you have your PhD, you have your master's, then you may definitely full time you can do the Express Entry. But just be prepared; it does take a while, but not impossible. You can still come to Canada. Okay, any more questions for me? Any more questions? This is 32 minutes. Oops, this is 32 minutes. Any questions or concerns, clarification? I will be here to answer your question. Samuel Emmanuel, I hope I answered your question. Thank you for your question. Any more questions or concerns before we call it a day? And if you're watching the replay, please, I need you to share, follow, like, tell your friends and family so they can utilize our services and get a smooth transition to Canada. That way there are no cause for regrets, concerns, and mistakes. Okay? So I will be here if you have any questions or concerns. I did answer the question about rejection because a lot of people do get it all, tons of rejection, especially for the jobs. After applying to so many jobs, you're always saying no, 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 no. So you want to make sure that resume is well done, cover letter is well done, you're speaking good, proper English, you're able to convey your words. Take the IELTS to boost your English, take courses online. Send us a DM. Send us a DM. We have tons of recommendations for you, so you are well prepared. You are well prepared to, for what lies ahead. I know I may be dramatic. So, any more questions for me? Any more questions for me? Jonas, do you have any question? Any more question? I will give it another 2 minutes for any questions you may have. I'm so excited. I'm so happy Any questions or concerns before we call it? Can I get a job from Nigeria? Samuel Emmanuel. Maybe if I already have my study permit visa, but I'm still in my country, can I apply for jobs before entering Canada? Samuel Emmanuel, hello, there was a little glitch in there. I hope you can see me. Excuse me. Samuel Emmanuel, please let me know if you can see me in the comment section. Thank you for your question. Okay. Can you tell me more about this? Okay, I already answered that when I said studying is better. Can I get a job from Nigeria? Yes, you can get a job from Nigeria, but there are certain indices. The best way to go about this is go to Canada and study. While you're studying, you can work. Okay, while you're studying, you can work. However, getting a job directly from Nigeria, it's not impossible, but it takes a while. First of all, you have to have a spouse in Canada that can sponsor you, or an employer has to sponsor. And before an employer sponsors you, they have to show to the Canadian government that there is no Canadian resident or permanent resident that is able to do the job. And that takes a while. So the best way to go about it is to go and study. While studying, you can work. Okay, did I answer your question? It's Samuel Emmanuel. While studying, you can work. Okay, and then I got your other question. Maybe if I already have my study permit visa, but I'm still in my country, can I apply for jobs before entering Canada? Yes, you can apply for jobs before you enter the country. Like I said earlier, the best way to go about this is to be studying in Canada. While you're studying, you can work. Okay, that's the best way. However, if you apply for jobs, like I said, the employer has to sponsor you. And before the employer can sponsor you, they have to inform the Canadian government. They have to run an awareness campaign saying, oh, no Canadian can do the job, no permanent resident can do the job. And then, yeah, you can do the job. And that takes a while, but not impossible. Okay, but the best way, the fastest way is come to Canada and study. While you're studying, you can work, because right now there is no limit to how many hours you can study. So you could be doing 3 to 4 jobs, which I did. At a point, I actually paid my tuition. Because the tuition was 3 times the Canadian tuition, $10,000. I did 3 jobs, and I was able to pay one of my semesters just to reduce the burden on my parents, because my parents were the ones who were my financial sponsors at the time. Okay, so any more questions before we call it a day? Any more questions? Hope that answered your question, Samuel Emmanuel. Hope that answered your question. If there are no questions, we'll call it a day. Thank you so much for tuning in to our webinar today on the career opportunities after studying in Canada. Just a quick recap. We talked about preparing, and while preparing, we talked about joining International Student Center, making sure your program is a highly sought out program in the job market. We talked about networking, setting up your LinkedIn profile. We talked about being open to opportunities, volunteering, and also ensuring you attend job fairs. We talked about applying to non-profit organizations in Canada. And we talked about the different websites you could utilize to apply for jobs, which included Indeed and etc. and LinkedIn and all that. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. Again, this is Beatrice with Canada International Work and Study Resources. We're so happy you're here. Please do follow us on all social media platforms. We help you scale, and we help you lessen the burden when immigrating to Canada. We help you smooth transition, be it studying, be it working, be it immigrating, but with a smooth transition. Okay, so send us a DM and let one of our experts start working on your application. Like I said, we're ethical, we're RCIC licensed. Before you utilize a consultant, please make sure they're RCIC licensed, which means we are well regulated by the Canadian government and we're ethical. So yeah, go ahead and send us a DM. We can't wait to get you started and help you achieve your Canadian dream. Okay, see you on our next webinar, which is next week, Tuesday or tomorrow. Okay, thank you and have a good rest of your day. Bye now. If there's any question, I'll take that one last question. Otherwise, that will be it. Okay, there will be no question. I see someone just joining. Welcome, welcome. We're just wrapping up the webinar. This is Beatrice with CIWSRC. I'm happy to be your host all the time. Do what to follow us and book your consultation. Okay, that will be it. Have a good rest of your day. Bye. Bye.